Since the middle of the last century, our world has been steadily growing smaller. Advances in transportation, communication, and technology have made people everywhere more mobile. Increasingly, they travel to make their homes and livelihoods in new places. As a result, the variety of people in the workforce has been increasing as well. Today, it includes men and women of all descriptions, different ages, races, faiths, sexual orientations, the unique features that make them who they are. This variety is called diversity. While a diverse workforce offers significant benefits, it can also bring its own challenges. Employers depend on managers and supervisors like you to avoid the potential pitfalls while making the most of each employee's potential. In this program, we'll discuss the benefits of diversity and what you can do to support and encourage this trend in your workplace. We will also examine common obstacles that you can encounter and the best practices for dealing with these problems if they do arise. Until recently, diversity referred mostly to the variation among plants and animals, but these days it's usually applied to the variety among people. And diversity just doesn't refer to variation in people's race, color, or ethnicity. It can also include age, gender, sexual orientation, national origin, religion, and mental or physical disability, as well as the languages we speak, our socioeconomic status, cultural background, education, and political beliefs. Diversity is a hot topic these days because it's having a significant impact on our society. For instance, any group of Americans now includes people of many backgrounds who can live, dress, think, speak, eat, worship, work, and play differently from one another. The problem with this increasing diversity is that change tends to make people uncomfortable, and large-scale changes like this one can be even more alarming. Resistance to change is natural, but resistance to diversity can cause serious difficulties, especially in employment. Numerous laws now prohibit unfair and prejudicial treatment of people because of who they are. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 has made discrimination based on a person's sex, color, religion, or national origin illegal. Other legislation also protects the rights of women, minorities, older persons, and disabled individuals. More recent regulations also prohibit discrimination based on gender identity, sexual orientation, and genetic information as well. Violations of these laws can lead to employee grievances, even lawsuits, all of which can result in significant legal expenses. So it's important for employers to establish pro-diversity policies in their workplaces and for managers like you to implement them. At one time, the goal in society was for people to conform, to shape themselves so that everyone would be more alike. But working so hard at being the same can stifle imagination and creativity. It can also make employees less effective on the job by limiting the ways that they can contribute to their company's success. Employers today recognize that's not a winning strategy. The goal now is to cultivate the diversity of a company's workers and turn their varied ideas, talents, abilities, and perspectives into a competitive advantage. Diversity can help a company to respond more flexibly to a changing marketplace, improve customer and client relations, boost revenues, and attract the best employees, all of which can help to build a stronger future for the organization. But you need to remember that these big picture benefits are born at the departmental level, where managers and supervisors like you help cultivate the employee diversity that makes them possible. Under your guidance, employees of all backgrounds can build more effective professional relationships, exchange ideas more freely, and work more strongly as a team. And since customers and clients have become more varied as well, Your diverse team can engage with them more effectively, have better insight into their thinking, and anticipate their needs, which will enable you to improve service and build stronger business relationships. Employees can benefit personally and professionally from workplace diversity as well. An inclusive work environment boosts their morale, creates greater job satisfaction, encourages them to invest themselves more in their work, and helps them develop a stronger connection to their jobs. These engaged employees are more productive and do better quality work, and they're more willing to learn and grow within the organization. Even though workplace diversity can bring significant benefits to today's workplace, it's not always easy for people to adjust to the change. All too often, traits such as stereotyping, bias, and discrimination can interfere with how employees relate to others. Stereotyping can make us jump to conclusions about people because they seem to fit into a certain category. These pigeonholes are usually based on people's color, age, sexual orientation, socioeconomic class, or some other attribute that catches our attention. Bias is a preconceived idea or opinion that we have about the people that we put in these pigeonholes. Biased beliefs tend to be unfavorable and demeaning to others. So stereotyping and biases can lead people to treat each other in unfair and prejudicial ways. When discriminatory behavior like this occurs in a workplace, it can stifle teamwork, reduce productivity, and create a hostile work environment. It can also lower employee morale, causing them to become disengaged. And disengaged employees accomplish less than engaged workers, so they cost more. They're also more likely to leave their jobs, which requires a manager to begin the interview and hiring process all over again. High turnover can also damage a company's reputation and make it harder to attract and retain top quality talent. These problems are serious enough, but remember that discrimination is also against the law. So it can expose companies to complex and time-consuming legal problems, as well as significant expenses. So you can see that there are a lot of good reasons for companies and their managers to do everything possible to support workplace diversity. Because of the position you hold within your company, you need to make a personal commitment to supporting diversity. You have an obligation to understand the problems caused by stereotyping, bias, and discrimination in a diverse workplace, and make sure to avoid them. Because you are in a supervisory position, your behavior is under even greater scrutiny than that of other employees. You also represent your company. Any slip of the tongue or inappropriate action that you make will reflect directly on your employer. So think before you speak or act, and never behave in a way that others might feel is discriminatory. To avoid problems, it helps to recognize the ways that stereotypes and biases can affect our thinking. The better we understand them, the easier it is to take them out of play in our relations with others. So watch out for things you think you know about someone because they seem to fit into a particular group or category. Consider how this can affect how you relate to your coworkers. Once you've identified any biases you may have, the next step is to replace them with an authentic understanding of the people instead. This requires reaching out to workers who are different from you, really communicating with them, even those who speak a different language, and taking the time to listen. These are skills every manager should develop. Not only will it help you in your daily interactions with the people you work with, it will also let you more easily identify talented job candidates and promotable employees. Stereotyping and bias, on the other hand, usually cause us to make bad decisions, and that's bad for your department and the company. Biased promotion and hiring decisions can also lead to complaints about job discrimination from the candidates who don't get promoted or hired. These could lead to lawsuits, fines, and other problems. So always assess, manage, and motivate your people as individuals based on their ability and job performance. For a workplace to function smoothly, employees need to accept each other's diversity. Their ages, appearances, lifestyles, languages, all of the unique attributes that make them who they are. To accomplish this, a manager needs to build their workers' understanding of diversity, how it can improve the department's performance, and how they can help with it. You need to be specific about the types of behavior that you expect. Let employees know that they need to treat each other with respect and dignity, value and celebrate each other's differences, work to build effective relationships, and encourage each other to contribute their own ideas and perspectives. Make sure everyone understands that these are the goals and policies of the company as well as the department. And keep the topic of diversity fresh by encouraging discussion of these issues on an ongoing basis. You should also establish an open-door policy that allows employees to share diversity-related problems or concerns at any time. Any report of discrimination within the department must be taken seriously. The person making the report should be treated with respect and compassion. Making someone feel as if they are being punished for coming forward is not only bad managing, it's against the law. When responding to a report of potential discrimination, you need to follow your company's standard grievance procedures. Remain impartial, keep the matter confidential, document everything, and follow through. Dealing fairly with complaints will go a long way toward repairing any damage an act of discrimination has caused. It can even strengthen relationships within the department and the company. As we've seen, diversity can bring significant benefits to a workplace, but it can bring a number of challenges as well. Fortunately, there are practical steps that you can take to help your company meet those challenges. Let's review. Diversity in the workplace has been increasing in our society for decades. Workplace diversity can enhance creativity, sharpen problem-solving skills, and raise productivity. Stereotyping, bias, and discrimination can pose serious problems in a diverse workforce. Managers and supervisors like you have a responsibility to implement and follow their company's diversity policies. Now that you understand the benefits that diversity can bring to a company and what you can do to support and encourage inclusiveness in your department, you can help to build a more respectful and inclusive workplace for everyone in your company.